Mr. Wolf,
Yes.
we will start with you.
Wonderful.
You've seen your poor captor, or your now captor, since, he's kept you in this contraption. Basically, think of like a circle, or a circle big enough for your head to be in, cage-wise, and then as it slowly drifts down, it gets a little wider, but it pretty much holds you in place. I forget what it's called, but I think it was at one point in time called a mother's coffin. And this is generally just a containment torture. The fact that the neck squeezes so far in, it keeps you from being able to, like, collapse and actually get rest, so it kind of keeps you awake. There are devil's pitchforks that are in the neck area that if you do start to nod off while standing up, you will stab yourself on one and wake yourself up.
Damn,
Like a crow cage.
That sounds cruel and unusual.
Well, it's meant to be torture. It's kind of supposed to be that way. They don't call it, like, Pleasure Kitten Palace. They call it torture for a reason.
I would like to call Geneva.
They don't exactly, unfortunately. Sorry about the, whatever, Mark Hamill Joker voice, but it seems to be appropriate. You see him enter into the room and look into your eyes, along with a much older gentleman in much better clothing.
Come to verbally abuse me more.
I'm sure that is something we can arrange, if that is your request, but I am under the impression you may wish to at least attempt to die on your own feet.
What, giving me a trial by combat now, you old bastard?
In a sense, yes. But in a sense, no. I have no need to break someone like you. What I'd rather do is have someone like you willing to put their life on the line for that gold mine, which you already have shown your willingness to do at one point.
And then you put my ass in this contraption.
My daughter may have signed a contract with you that you may not have been able to read, I understand from someone else, or you just didn't want to say no. And I don't know which one it is, and I'm not trying to bother you with that. What I am willing to do, as he pushes the man in charge of the entire encampment forward, he pulls out a sack from behind him and tosses it in front of you. You see your gear. There's another group that has gone in. Now, by now, they are either as dead as the rest of your allies, or they're alive. Would you like that fighting chance? Or would you rather perish in that contraption you're in?
I'll see what I can do for these poor bastards.
Well, again, you came running out of there scared shitless, so I didn't know if you wanted the odds to go back in. But apparently you have. Release him, Slither. It undoes the, cage in the back. It swings slightly open. He undoes the shackles on your wrist and takes you out of the collar that holds the devil's pitchforks to your throat. Your gear, sir. Best of luck.
I'm gonna spit at their feet as I put my gear on.
Why are you spitting at me, young man? I have done nothing but grant you your freedom. That is kind of rude and very impetuous of you.
Says the man that raised a daughter to torture people that failed her.
Did no such thing. But you signed the contract. That kind of dictates who the true fool is.
Just point me back to the mine entrance.
In fact, Slither does, once you get your gear on, brings you back in. You have run past this weird-looking creature. Abby, if you'd be so kind as to explain the thing that he is seeing as he runs in to you.
Oh, this is the... Okay.
Bueller. She might have taken a little walkie walk. What you wind up seeing as you're coming in, let me see if I can describe her picture for you. What you see is this...
Hold on.
Oh, there we go. She's back. She can explain herself now, thankfully.
Alright. Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi booster went missing, so... Yeah, fun times. Disconnections on the computer. Anyway, from what I remember, we're basically in a mine tunnel, surrounded by just debris everywhere from the initial attacks. There's a couple of dead hyena-looking things. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, and 2 of which are down. The other 2 are looking very haggard and beat up. And we're trying to take down the last of these hyena things that keeps laughing at us, as I recall.
Oh,
Then there's an evil minion on top of everything else.
Fun times.
Unfortunately. You missed the point there, Miss Abby. Some strange warrior dude in armor and a sword is charging directly at you. What does he see?
Oh, now I get it. I'm sorry about that.
The knoll is dead, and you're dealing with the Dugar now and the dogs.
Okay, so we're basically re-explaining our characters.
No, the paladin of good and justice just ran up on you, and he doesn't know what you are. You're a little bit unusual in appearance.
Alright, well, what you essentially see for me is what looks like a harpy, but if you call her that, you'll probably get smacked because she's technically a siren. She's a combination of she's essentially a humanoid bird, but she has aquatic features, including a paddle tail and fins on her shins, the back of her legs, and up on her shoulders. And she also has a large set of feathery wings. If that's what you meant, DM.
So don't run up and stab the harpy-looking thing.
You never know. It might be a harpy. You've heard of creatures like that, though generally not inside of tunnels. You, Abby, on the other hand, see Mr. Mr. Lupine coming at you, and I'm sure he can explain himself as well.
I'm a human in armor. I'm not sure how else to go about describing that.
And for some reason, he's wearing sunglasses. Alright, Mr. Wolf, you have the highest of initiatives currently. you see where you're placed on the map? Do you want to say anything to the harpy before you slash her with a big sword?
I feel like I should say something, but I'm drawing a blank.
Do I hear him running up on us?
Oh, he's wearing armor and has a big sword. Trust me, you hear him coming. His freight train coming down. Well, then again, I've seen people get run over by freight trains because they weren't paying attention.
Goddamn
Any chance
people are
I'm
stupid.
turning around to defend myself and try to see what's going on?
No, you easily hear him coming. You see this guy with a...
I'm as stealthy as a rock concert.
Well, then I'm probably yelling, "We have another one coming," after I turn around.
Now, Mr. Wolf, last time when you and your regular adventuring party had come in here, it was extraordinarily dark. Like darkness itself had come to take all of you. AKA, if you remember the darkness, it was her crazy ass who just kept everything in the dark, and the dark elves were, kidnapping people. They got a hold of your party, almost got a hold of you as you fled. Since then, they have released they still have a couple of slaves here, and apparently, you haven't seen him yet, but there's a Dugar down the road that, is part of that original hunting party, which put your friends both to the task and in irons, and have dragged them into the Underdark. Do whatever you're gonna do there, Wolf.
Okay, so realistically, I would recognize the vague silhouette of this as not being the creatures that I ran from?
Correct. What you ran from originally were like hyena-looking headed creatures with long, spindly legs and spindly arms, though she does kind of resemble that in a weird sort of way if you look at her picture. But they were, yipping hyenas. And there were a lot of dark elves with her. Oh crap, there's 2 dark elves in the party.
Yep.
Well, have
If
fun,
you want
Wolf.
to, Wolf, go ahead.
Let's see. I will start with... Actually, let me read this.
A few of them did visit you in the prison when you were under captivity. One of them even offered to kill you, and you said no. You remember who you are. I don't have to.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20... Wait, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Out of the way, Harpy. And I will... Good. Crying. Okay, why am I getting a thing to snap it to the... grid?
Oh, because I probably have it on Snap.
Okay. I was like, this isn't what I'm used to.
Hang on, let me just, what is it? Resume game configuration. Options, there we go.
And at some point, as I'm running by, I'm going to use the light cantrip on... We're going to go with the sword. So I can actually see what's happening. So that is 20 foot of bright light and another 20 of dim.
Also, after you make that comment, Harpy, I'm a siren, I will have you know.
I knew I wanted to use that for a one-liner, but... And since
All right,
light is an
that is-
action, that is it.
Do-do-do-do. The next one is Koi Koi.
Okay, so first off, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on the dwarf. And then I'm going to roll for an attack with my short swords. Do I roll on the roll 20? I mean, on D&D Beyond, or should I roll on the tabletop?
If you have dice in front of your face, you're welcome to use your own dice at home. If you don't, use Roll20 or not Roll20, but D&D Beyond or the dice on the table, whichever you feel most comfortable with. Comfortable, not comparable. My brain isn't working.
Or whichever dice aren't cursed.
It's only going to be an 11.
That is absolutely going to miss. Second swing.
I already used my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark, so unfortunately, no. That's my turn.
Senorita Abby. Now you just had some mean-looking dude call you a harpy, and you could stab him in the back if you really want to. It wouldn't bother me much.
In this situation, though, and having dark vision, probably not worth it. I'm gonna go to the nearest downed person and use my last lay on hands.
Gunther, you come back from unconsciousness. Actually, Abby, can I recommend you just run past him and get to the one who's got 2 failed death saves?
Yeah, we'll do that. Sure. Sorry, I wasn't sure who was closest because I can't see the map right now.
Hold on.
But yeah. And also, I'm not used to having movement not count as an action, so forgive me for that.
So you get technically 3.5 actions in a turn. So what you get is you get your movement action, or you can not movement action. You get a regular action, which is normally an attack or a spell or something of that nature. You can also use it to double your movement, which would then be whatever they call it. And then you get a bonus action. Now, certain abilities can be used as a bonus action, others can't. And then finally, there's that other weird, action. It's called a reaction.
Okay.
Generally, nobody has those except for one or a few things.
Okay. So yeah, I will move up to the one with 2 failed death saves and use my last lay on hands.
Thank God. So how many HP is that? Just 1?
Correct.
But it means I'm alive.
Mm-hmm.
It happens to now be your turn, so you can stand up and run away so I can get my free action of poke.
Holy crap, that hurt. Thank you so much, not Hoppy. It's something else. Thank you anyway. 5, 10, 15... Let's see, do I have any ability to heal the cleric? No, I do not, so I'm going to take a shot at the dwarf. That's an 11 to hit.
Wrong button, so that will be way away from his AC. You miss.
Need to recalibrate my sights or something. What is going on here? Alright, that's my turn.
Mr. Gunther, I will take a death save from you. That is a classic, just a D20. If you get an 11 or better, you move
15.
1 step. closer to the danger zone, and
I got a 15.
no, if you get an 11 or better, you get worse, actually.
What? I thought it was. Oh.
10 or less is a death save. You want to roll below the number for a saving throw.
So I failed?
Yes, you have 1 out of your 3 death saves failed. But don't worry, you get 2 more.
Wait, what? He rolled a 15 and he failed his save?
Yeah.
Is it higher or lower?
Higher.
I thought it was
Higher to
hell.
save, lower to save. I mean, lower is bad.
Yeah, you save then. Sorry, I was
It's all
having
good,
a brain fart.
It happens.
Happens to me all the time.
Miko, you on the other hand don't have to worry about making a death save. You just have to worry about being exhausted because when the dwarf passed by, he did just stab you and vanquish you from this earth. And then you wake up, and there's this absolutely, drow priestess's fate, gorgeously sculpted drow female's face in your face. Wake up, little houseling. Your days are not yet spent. She heals you, and then her and that elf you saw earlier in the weird armor begin to leave. Next one up and awake is Miko. But you won't act until next turn. She did use a resurrection spell on you. I have to go look and see what that does to you as far as if you have exhausted, because, spells are funky. Alright. Doggo. I guess I should move the dog.
Oh, I forgot about the dogs.
Oh, don't worry, there's only one.
That we can see, as I recall.
I thought the other ones were dead, which is why I didn't put them back on the table. Does a 14 hit you, Mr. Koi?
No, it does not.
Huh? So much for the dog doing anything. Next up is our dear friend, the Dugar. He, on the other hand, has a 17 to hit you. Does that manage to clip you?
Yeah.
For a grand total of 6 points of damage.
And I think that means I have to roll us. Like the Hunter's Mark is a.
Hunter's Mark gives you extra damage on him whenever you hit him. I think it's
But
an extra
also a concentration spell.
concentration. Yeah, go ahead.
What did I roll? Like a D20 and add.
It's 1d20 plus whatever you use for spell casting. It's either wisdom, intelligence, or charisma. You might be under wisdom as a ranger.
That's unfortunately a nat 1.
No, well, there's no more. The Hunter's Mark fizzles away from him, and for his bonus action, you see him double in size. It's once per combat, he can use the enlarge ability for free, and he will be doing quite a bit more damage. Now, if somebody would... Let's see, who's next on the little list? Mr. Wolf, could you roll me a d6, please?
Let's see. There we go. Roll. We get a 4.
Unfortunately, that is not enough for him to do anything funky, so it's your turn.
I will start with 5 points of lay on hands for the person in front of me.
Gunther the Cleric, you have been given 5 points. You're still laying on the ground, but you can stand up and lose half your movement. Your next turn. So Gunther, you are the last person on the line. Gunther.
And then I'm going to jump over his prone body.
You don't have to actually jump, by the way.
I will add flair where I feel it necessary. Or fun.
Since you want to do it, athletics roll, please.
God damn it.
Okay. Hey, you want to add flair, I'll add rules.
That's fair.
How's that for fairness?
10 and a 3 for a 13.
We'll let it go. You kind of trip over him a little bit. Might have accidentally stepped on his head when you did our hand when you were jumping over. It was not so graceful, but not enough that you fall on your face and look really foolish. Anything else? I believe you get an action if you have one.
No, lay on hands is action.
Thought you could use that as a bonus, but alright. Do you have any bonus actions?
I don't believe so.
Alright. Mr. Koi Koi, it would be your turn.
Hopefully the god I hit this time gonna go for both my both attacks on him. First attack. $24 for the first one.
That one will hit.
$8 on the damage of the first attack. Second attack. Is unfortunately not gonna hit. I got like a 11.
14? No, that's gonna miss.
Yeah. So he's gonna hit him this time.
Dodge out of the way and run off. There is a guy with much heavier armor coming up. Never listen to advice from me. It's bad. Alright. Anything else, Koi?
No, that was my whole turn, unfortunately.
Alright. Abby.
Well, now that I've finally wrapped my brain around being able to do more than one thing in a turn, I'm going to run up to the baddie and attack him, and it's going to be 17 to hit.
You swing with everything you have. It just barely scrapes off the man's plate mail armor and does not do damage.
Oh god.
Darn. Okay. Alright. Back up and retreat. And then, who's next?
Are you gonna try to back up, you said?
Yeah, I want to try back up a bit.
Alright.
And then who's next?
You do understand that by doing so, you have opened yourself to an attack of opportunity, not only by the Dugar, but also by the dog. They
Okay,
both
then I will move.
appreciate that
Alright. This is just a different playstyle than I'm used to. Okay, guess I'll just stay where I am then, and then who's next in the initiative order?
Mr. Movial, but
It's pronounced Morvular, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I made it up. Anyways, I
Alright,
tried
anyway.
to shoot the dwarf. Oh, sorry, are you done?
Also, I was just gonna say, if I may take a bardic for not calling her a harpy, or at least correcting yourself.
not take a bardic, you
At
said?
least, or take a bardic. At least I think that was you.
Oh, no. You want to take away the bardic inspiration you gave to Mr. Movular?
No, sorry. I want to give the bardic.
Gotcha, I would gladly accept. What is that at this level? D6? D4?
D6. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's because I think it was you who, when you got up, did not call her a harpy, and when you did, you corrected yourself, so.
Yeah, you started to, and then couldn't remember what you were, and was just like, alright, whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Am I good to go?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I was going to shoot the dog, but since I've got a bardic inspiration, I'm going to go ahead and try to shoot the dwarf again.
Excellent.
Okay, 15 plus 1, 16 plus 6, 22 to hit.
And will, of course, hit.
Uh, 6 plus 4, 10 damage.
It's definitely
And
bloodied.
noise. Alright, I don't have any bonus actions or anything, and I don't want to get too far away from everybody because I'm at 1 HP, so I'm going to end my turn there.
Nico!
Alrighty.
Oh god, I get to do that. Nico. Suave. Your turn.
Sweet.
Settle down, Roman.
That's just, I like the fact that I get to do that now. Oh, for Nico.
Does being exhausted, it takes off movement, right?
I didn't get to look that up. Really. Let's not worry about it for now. I think,
Okay.
at worst, you're going to have disadvantage on any of your swings. That sounds fair enough.
Okay. Here. Can I see the Draugr from here?
He would be bathed in bright light from my light cantrip on my sword. Or
You look like you go straight through a wall, buddy.
Okay. Is there anything I could do to help? Let's see.
Not turn into a spider and start the second set of combat?
You're right, I should turn into a bird. And,
Technically, you can't. Due to the fact that you're not high enough level to have the flying ability, and therefore you can't do anything that flies.
bat without wings.
You mean a rat?
Sure. Yeah. I have no spell slots. Yeah, okay. Well, could dash. I don't have any bonus actions, though. Yeah, alright, that's my turn then.
Gunther, you can stand up for half your move, or you can just stay down there on the ground, get stomped on by a wolf in his, metal armor again. Who knows? Maybe you like that. What would you like to do, Mr. Gunther?
Roll for my death save.
No, somebody healed you.
Oh, I got healed?
Yes. You get 5 points of lay on hands.
Yippee!
And then a boot to the head.
Hand.
Oh, yeah, and then he stepped on you.
So, okay.
He was trying to do something heroic and dashing, and in trying to jump, he kind of failed his roll, so instead he steps on your hand, then jumps over your slightly now conscious body.
Okay, so with that, I'm gonna, like, slowly stand up if I can. I'm gonna be like, thank you! And ouch! Then I'm gonna move in front of, do I still have a line of sight on the dwarf from there?
Oh yeah, you can still see him.
Perfect. I'm going to, it's actually probably not gonna work, but you know what? Sacred Flame. And I'm going to make a Dex 13 saving throw. It's not gonna hit.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed, it will not.
Ah, dang. Okay. That's my turn then. That's all I have.
The big giant, now, human plus, take a dwarf is this, like, 300-pound medium build person now at the much larger setting. So, like the refrigerator Perry or somebody of that nature, he looks down at the harpy in front of him, smiles, and rears back with that staff because it hasn't recharged yet. Will a 19 strike you, my dear?
Yes.
And because he's a larger size, he gets to roll 2d12 plus 3.
I'm dead.
And one. Well, you never know, he might roll very lightly. So for a grand total of 20 physical damage and another 5 as far as fire is concerned.
I have an AC of 13 and 6 hit points left. I am
knocks
dead.
You unconscious. No, he knocks you unconscious. He will knock you to 0, and then at 0, every round thereafter, you'll be taking death saves. If you fail them, you could die if you fail 3 of them. But you got some nice people around you. They might heal you. I wouldn't be so sure about healing the person who's complaining to me constantly that I call her a harpy, but you never know.
Yeah. No, we'll see.
Alright, Mr. Puppy Dog on the Ranger, which is really funny. Jesus Christ. I think I just killed the Ranger, though. Mr. Ranger, does a nat 23 hit you?
Oh my god, yes.
You'll be taking 6 plus 1d6 plus 1. So that's 3 plus 6. That is 8 points of damage from the dog.
Yeah, I'm down.
Where's this button? Well, that takes care of the front row. Next on our lineup is Mr. Wolf.
So before I do anything, I can stand there while they're down, right?
Correct.
Okay. We're gonna charge up, stand over Abby there, and we're gonna take a swing with the greatsword. 19 and a 5 for a 24. Hell yes.
That will definitely hit. Do you want to smite him, or
6, 1, and a 3 for a 10. And do I have smite already?
At level 2, you should. But just in fair notification, you don't have to. That was enough to cleave him in two.
Oh, cool. I need to fix my character.
Oh, don't worry, y'all are about to turn level 3, so you're gonna have to fix it even more in a moment. But there's still the dog looking at all of you. Grr. Anything else, Mr. Wolf?
We're gonna step off and somewhat surround the dog. And I think that is all I can do.
Alright. Mr. Koi Koi, I will take a D20 plus your constitution. Or not plus your constitution, just a straight D20. Apparently, according to my failures earlier, you want an 11 or better.
Well, that's good for me because I got an 18.
So you make your first one.
I got an 18.
Yes, I know. Abby, your turn. D20.
Alright. D20. That's and you said plus con?
No, unfortunately, I was mistaken about that.
Okay, so yeah, that's a 7.
That would be your first death save. Who's next on that little line? Movular.
Alright, I'm, since the dwarf's down, gonna shoot the dog, or at least try to.
Yelp, 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 because I can't do a very good job of that.
I hate my dice. 11?
Honestly, have to look. No, AC 12 for a massive.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
It's, my glasses are broken. Something, I'll think of a better excuse later. Somebody else do something. And that's my
Go
turn.
to Mr. Miko Suave.
Alright.
You made your character with that name. I get to make the jokes I know how to make.
We are going to chilling touch the dog.
Is it healing touch? Thank you.
Chilling touch.
Oh, damn it.
Okay. Ooh, let's check my room. 6. Plus... Hey, more than 12. Yay! Or wait,
The doggy probably goes poof.
oh no, not more than 12. Uh-oh, I'm a liar.
Oh, thank you. Dog shakes his tail at you like as if he doesn't care.
I
He
suck.
actually has a chance to survive a low-level spell. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Mr. Gunther.
Okay. I'll run up to Koi Koi, and I'm going to use my spell slot, and I'm going to cure wounds on him. So find a d8. You're being healed 11 HP.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that is the turn. Yes, that is the turn.
Alright, so the dog is going to get his last turn, and because nobody's managed to hit him yet, he's going to go after the ranger, because the ranger is, wild animal's best friend. Might as well try to kill the ranger with a grand total of 6. Does that hit, out of curiosity? Because some people have weird ACs.
No, but can I use my reaction to pet the dog to try and, like, calm him down?
Ooh. You can try. Animal handling, if you'd be so kind.
That's a 12.
It would not be a 15, so the dog will bite the hand that pet him. For 1 point of damage, because did try to pet him. Koi, or I'm sorry, Mr. Wolf, it is your action. Do you want to kill the dog?
I'm debating whether to use the sword or kick it. I feel horrible for making that question, but I can't help it.
I swear, you kick the dog, and I am going to change your miniature.
Oh, God. That makes me want to kick it even more. You know what? Sword is already bloodied. Let's swing for it with a sword. 2 and a 5 for a 7.
The dog jumps out the way. This is what you get for trying to...
This is what I get for contemplating kicking a dog.
Trying to be PETA. Any bonus actions?
No.
Your blazing sword of light goes right past the doggy. It looks at you. And we move on to Mr. Koi.
Once again, gonna try and pet that dog to calm him down.
Righty, it's going to be actually more difficult since somebody just tried to kill it with a flaming or a bright, light bright sword.
Illuminated.
I just tried to kill it with a discount lightsaber.
So, at disadvantage?
Yeah, let's go with disadvantage. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I got that one.
Bruh.
Definitely did not take kindly to that. Let's see if somebody can kill it.
Well, I saw my bonus action, so bonus action stab.
Alright.
That is a 2. What is happening?
Okay, all our dice are going on dice drill.
I believe it is the fact that the dog is meant to take out the world. Abby, death save.
Alright. Straight nat 20.
Oh wow, you actually make yourself only not unconscious, but conscious with 1 health.
I just rolled a 6.
I thought you just said in straight nat 20.
No, she was saying
No.
what to roll.
Oh, sorry.
I do the same thing with signals at IRM.
Just to make sure I'm rolling the right thing. My bad.
Alright, one
Oh, yeah,
step
2
away
death
from
saves.
being dead.
Yep. Hey, this is what I get from bringing a character from another campaign.
You're getting the feeling maybe you should have left it there, where it was still, at least still alive?
No, I never even got to use it.
Oh. Well, then it never was actually in that campaign. Movular! The Magnificent! Live and in...
All right. Sunday, one night only. Watch Movular murder a helpless animal with an arcane weapon. That's
I
a
lean over and
3.
watch it. Okay.
Our dice are
Like I
like,
said,
no,
it was nine
don't
for
hurt the
God, all
dog.
skills canceled.
The dog is gonna take over the damn world.
Shit, damn it, why can't we kill this thing? Yeah, that's my turn.
I'm glad that I forgot the other two that was still alive.
I knew there was more dogs.
That's okay. I'm not gonna bring it around anyway. Nico!
Okay.
Bobby.
Dog.
It's supposed to be just a dog, but apparently it is Pinky and the Brain, and they are here to take over the world.
Not a dog. I'm gonna go for.
I've been thinking that. Yeah. Eeh.
I didn't hit it. I didn't get it. God damn.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, the dog is gonna win.
Oh my god.
It's your turn now, Mr. Gunther. Can you do what everyone else has failed to accomplish?
Alright, I'm gonna walk over and I'm
Beat on a dog.
And I'm like, alright. Let me do this job. Wait, hold on, that might hit. Hold on! Please. Thank God I have 2 hits with this weapon. Ah! So I rolled a 11 and a nat 1. Oh.
Both of the... Jesus Christ, dog, you're gonna win.
Oh my god.
Yep.
The dog with a
I've
12
been
HP is beating the party.
Okay, you know what? If I can tame this dog is I'm going Beastmaster because apparently this dog is a fucking super dog.
He's never dying.
Honest,
The
and
dog
also at
has
this
plot
point,
armor.
I'm honestly fine if my character dies. It's just this is not working.
Who's around the dog? Well, let's do it
Everybody
to
at this
Gunther
point.
because this will be fun. Gunther, does a 15 hit?
Yes, it does.
Oh my god, the dog is gonna win.
No way.
5 points of damage.
No, I'm down!
Oh,
This dog is cooking. This dog is cooking. Why? Why?
Wolf, do you have anything to add to this?
Dice, I'm sorry I said I wanted to kick the dog. Be kind to me. Great sword. 5 and a 5 for a 10.
oh.
Oh my god.
Do you have any more points to lay on hand? Oh wait, that's an action.
Yeah.
We might be losing Abby this early in the fight.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I can spend the rest of the session making a new character.
Koi.
Okay, since this dog is just freaking invincible to hit, I am going to once again try an animal handling check.
Oh my god. Alright, go ahead.
That is 7. Yeah, so bonus action stab. Just,
Dog is
Yeah,
gonna
that-
get some-
this dog's being god. I don't know why we cannot just roll above like a 12. I can't.
Alrighty then. Miss Abby, it is your turn to roll a d20 and decide your fate the hard way.
13.
Ooh. Still alive.
Still
Or what's the
alive.
save?
11.
11 or better. Mr. Movular.
Who has been frantically picking at his gun with his tinkers tools between rounds. Why won't this fucking thing shoot straight? Alright, let's try this. And he's gonna try to shoot the dog again. That is finally a 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is 9 points of damage.
So you think that's enough to kill him in one shot?
I fucking hope so.
But then again, it has been the most fun thing to watch y'all not kill the dog. But nope, it only has 5 hit points. It dies.
I hit it for almost twice its HP. It literally just splatters against the wall. Now, was that so hard?
Does anybody have a healing skill?
I got 5 points of lay on hands, and I got cure wounds.
Technically, you could get both of them up.
And we are going to, so
Help me!
go for the
Honestly?
cleric first. I should probably actually press the button to roll it.
Honestly,
8, 1, and 2 for
dumb as
11.
this-
That goes to the cleric. Second for the harpy. 1, 1, and 2 for 4.
Time out. Time out.
Wow.
Honestly,
Or do you just want to give up?
yeah, give it all to the cleric. I'm going to choose to fail that last death save.
Really?
Are you sure?
Excited to
Like,
play this.
we can just rework the character when we get to level 3. Like, we just rework the character to make it the way you want it. I'm not sure. It's like, I feel bad for
I
this.
already did. Like, I designed this character for a campaign I was going to join, and then the DM from that campaign wound up ghosting me. So I completely reworked it for this one. But yeah, I don't know if it's just a level thing or what, but keep her alive from now. Worst comes to worst, I kamikaze, I guess. So you said 4?
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, just so everybody knows, we didn't discuss this during session 0 at around level 5. If you needed it beforehand, we can work it out. But at around level 5, and then again at 10, I will let you respec your character like you can do in video games. Only because sometimes people realize that what they're doing is not what they want to do. So when you hit level 5 and let's say you took a class you're not enjoying playing, you can respec and just go, hey, instead of being a level 5 warlock, cough cough, somebody knows who I'm talking about, you can, respec into yet another level 5 warlock, which he actually enjoyed playing. So it doesn't change.
That works.
Yeah, it doesn't change your race or anything, but you might find that, hey, I'm this. Maybe going full on paladin. Well, actually, full on paladin for your harpy wouldn't be a good idea, since the only way you can fly is if you're wearing medium or lesser armor, which is kind of defeating the purpose of playing a paladin who gets heavy armor. But
So yeah, you can just go in full bard. Or just stick with what I know and go cleric bard.
there you go. Again, you guys can choose to do that however you want. But that's in about 2 more levels, because congratulations, you are going to make it to level 3 at this point, considering you go back there and you can see where a pit has been when either the people that are in the mines working have either gone too far and accidentally opened up a pit, or maybe the Underdark was there, or an entrance into the Underdark was there, and the people that were working the mines accidentally uncovered it.
Orion is going to look at that, turn around to everyone else. Listen, let's just report this back, head back, go to a town, get some rest, buy some health potions, because we literally almost died here. We need to go back and resupply.
Yeah.
The real question is, do you think they'll allow us to leave?
Well, we
Grab that
technically
dwarf.
found. Well, yeah, we got the dwarf. We technically found the people that were eating the miners, and the we could
It was
we were only sent here to find out, like, find and look into the dwarf situation, and we have a dwarf.
true.
I
We're not
propose we take
turning
the
anyone
dwarf's head.
over. Oh,
I propose we take the dwarf's head as proof that we have cleared out this mine and go get a rest as soon as possible, because I, for one, am still very badly injured.
Yeah.
By the way, I also grab anything the dwarf has on him.
Also, he had a staff. Can I see that? Sorry. That's my bad. Quick way, you go. You go. You asked first. That's my bad.
but yeah, whether they try to stop us from leaving or not is a moot point. We are leaving. But yeah, take the head if you want, and then let's get out of here.
I agree with that.
I agree. Take the head. Morvular, if I think Koi Koi said was checking the corpse. If they don't find anything, Morvular is definitely also looking for any sort of metals, anything precious, metal, gems, money, anything like that.
So what you see on him, or if you look in loot, you'll find his spear. There is a possibility you can figure out a means by which to alchemically create whatever he was using, making it more of a flamethrower than just a spear, but it is technically, it's a spear. But you do get a suit of plate mail off of him, and thankfully to you guys, he was in the large size, so it could be sized down to anyone within the party.
What type of armor is it again?
Plate mail.
Damn, the good stuff, huh? Solid. You know, I can help repair that a little bit if it needs fixing.
But yes, you guys have completed your contract and defeated the... Yeah. They're gonna have to seal off that cave so that the Underdark doesn't get... Or, the entrance into the Underdark doesn't get an easy way back in. But yes, unless if they're planning on sending you all the way down to the Drow cities and you destroy the entirety of the Underdark, I don't believe they're expecting you to do that.
Let's get out of here. I've had enough of this place.
I agree.
Divine sense, please.
Place is now clearing out of evil emanations.
If I can, I'd like to make one last investigation check, just kind of a cursory one on the way out, looking for anything valuable that I could spot.
There's tons of, where y'all were all the way in the back, there were plenty of veins of gold ore, but you're pretty sure running off with any of that, you might get in a little bit more trouble than it's worth.
I don't think we have a pickaxe either. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, let's take this dwarf head, prove we fixed this place, and get the hell on out of here. And get paid. And get paid.
Let us go.
Would it be fair to say that my siren might have some echolocation ability?
Not likely.
That's fair.
Y'all exit the cave to the unfortunate stench of Biff and Bath, looking at the party of you, both of which have like clubs in their hands in case if y'all came running out instead of meandering out. Y'all kill the bad things, right?
Did
Come on, time to go talk to the boss man, while Biff here goes in and makes sure it's all safe for the miners so they can go back to work and make the money. Bash and escorts the party over to Slytherin's building, and you enter to see an older man sitting at the table instead of Mr. Slytherin. Evening, gentlemen and lady.
evening.
Yeah. Evening.
Orin throws the dwarf's head, holds up the dwarf's head. We found him.
He does that slow, methodical golf clap. Very good. I see that you guys at least, and gal, at least were competent enough, unlike your predecessors and the parties before him. He pulls out a small bag. I know my daughter arranged for a specific price for each of your heads, but I, on the other hand, do business differently. Puts the bag on the table. There's your payment.
Morvular will immediately reach for it to count it out. Alright, how much do we have here?
Start counting, it gets all the way up to 500 gold pieces.
A decent enough sum. Alright, so 500 gold split 6 ways is 83 something?
I may have more work for you boys and girls, if you're willing to part ways with a little of your... And he looks at the two drow. Scruples?
Scruples? I hardly know the meaning of the word. As long as I'm getting paid enough, I'll do just about whatever.
Excellent.
I did the math, yeah, it's 83 gold each.
Sweet.
Where can I find you fine people when I need you?
We're staying at the local inn, right? Because I'm pretty sure I'm still working on my battle bot thing over there. The local inn. The insert name here because I don't know it.
The Gold Dragon Inn.
Of course, yes.
Very well. I will send word when I have something for you. You're dismissed. Unless if you need Biff and Bash to show you all the way back home.
I think we know where the inn is.
Now, if you want, there is quarters here if you need a night's rest before you get marching home. But that's strictly up to you.
It's not very far, is it? Morvilar would definitely vote for just heading right back. He's got shit to do.
Yeah, no. Aiko doesn't trust these guys that much because we just did, almost die.
Personally, I've had my fill of you land dwellers. If you'll need me, I'll be by the water.
I'll be in my room if anyone needs me. And also, if anyone decides to go off and try and sell some of the stuff we found, please take me with you. I would like to go do some shopping if you need a partner.
I want to have some rest, so I'll go to the Golden Dragon Inn and just grab a seat and just chill there.
I'm gonna go with Gunther, get a drink.
I've had enough of the mine's hospitality. And I'll turn to the rest and whichever one of you want that armor, visit me at the blacksmith in town. And I just leave. Take my 83 gold and I'm out.
Before Morvilar heads out, he's going to turn back to the guy that paid us. What was your name again?
I'm Lord Goldvein himself.
Morvilar reaches out to shake his hand. Very well met, sir. I'm very appreciative of those who are appreciative of our work. I'm sure we will, do business again soon.
I hope so. It would be good to have steady hands in the days to come. Though granted, elven hands may be difficult. But we'll figure something out.
If I need to appear a little bit different for a while, I can do so. I just need to know a little bit ahead of time so I can be prepared, but I am very handy, as I'm sure you'll find out. Anyways, thank you again. I must be off. And I'll head over to the Gold Dragon Inn to put the finishing touches on the Steel Defender.
Alright, Wolf, you're the only one not going to the Gold Dragon Inn. As of currently, you get to the blacksmith or smithing area. You've got a few you've got one main blacksmith, a couple of journeymen, and a lot of squires. Main guy walks over to you. You're here for work?
If you've got any.
Every farm in the every farm out there needs hammers and nails.
Sounds good. Got an open forge for me?
Points off to the area. You'll find ducats in the forge. 1 copper per nail.
Fair deal. I'll head off and start making nails.
Is he? I could just get it from the other side. Wolf, that individual walks past the blacksmithing area and surveys everybody in there, including you.
Not looking up from making nails. Does he stop at me? And look at me specifically, or is he just looking around like, blacksmith shop?
He individually looks at everybody working in there.
I'm just gonna focus on my nails.
Eventually gets bored of staring at everybody and starts heading towards the inn where everybody else is. One of the other journeyman apprentices journeyman blacksmiths comes over. He's like, I think he's here to buy people. Looks like he's looking for blacksmiths. I'll let you get back, man. I just wanted your take on him.
If he wanted to hire a smith, plenty of us here he could have asked.
I think he's just evaluating us.
Could be.
Alright, for the party that's in the inn, they bring y'all food and other, if you order ale or meat or what they call wine here. I wouldn't call it wine personally, but it's made the way you'd normally make wine. It is far more grain alcoholish.
I figure Morvular would, given that, probably get a... Feels weird to say tankard of wine, but that's probably what he would go for. And take that on up to his room to put the finishing touches on the Steel Defender.
Abby, Gunther, Koi Koi.
I am finding the nearest bathhouse or river or whatever water source there is.
Nearest water source is the well. The coast is quite a bit away from the crossroads.
Okay. So probably seeing if I can have a bath drawn then.
Yes. And they will bring you hot water to your room whenever you're ready for it.
Okay. So yeah, then I'm just gonna clean up and sleep.
I would be... I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Gunther.
I'd be sitting at the bar, most likely, just sitting there. I wouldn't be drinking alcohol, because my character is not into alcohol. It'd just be more like, just water. Just staring off into blank space.
What race are you again?
I'm a human.
The, very hearty, woman makes you look small. She's from Hollis. She's probably in the 250-pound range, but she also stands in the 6+ foot range.
I am not in a 6+ foot range. About 5 feet.
So, what do you have there, sir?
Just water.
Water.
Yeah. I don't drink. It's
You're fresh
Pass
off
the
your
test.
mama's tit.
You know, no, but hey, I don't drink alcohol. Past experiences, as I take a sip of my water.
She dunks a ladle into a bucket that's been probably there for a while and hands you your water.
Thank you.
How about you, little Coco? You're a human, right?
Yep.
How about you?
I would just like to head to bed, please, if that's okay. Okay.
2 silver for the common room, 1 gold for a private room.
Slide him 1 gold. Does this also come with a meal?
Aye. I have a seat. I'll send you a food. Unless you want to pay for anything strange, I'll send you a bowl of pottage.
I'll take that to my room if that's okay.
Well, nobody's gonna come get your plate from you. So
Well, I'll take the plate with me to my room.
walks over to the back burner, dumps the same ladle she drew somebody else's water into it, pours the kind of stewish stuff into it, hands it to you, piece of bread, and just hangs the little ladle back where it was. What about you, Dark Elf? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm ordering some drinks next to Gunther. Just kind of like, oh my god, you should have seen what I saw. Giant, just lady came out of nowhere, and I don't know what happened next.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
That's
This giant lady would like to know what you're gonna be drinking, boy.
Well, this small guy would like, ale. Sure.
She pours you ale into a horn and hands it to you.
Well, thank you very much. Could have just waited.
Other people to deal with. She's not waiting for you to be delicate.
So this lady that you're talking about, what did she look like? Or did you just see the lady?
Well, I don't. Well, while I was heading over there, this, she was with the Draugr, which saw me, and everything went black, and then, kind of spotty, I saw her, and then I was up again.
So she was polka dotted.
And she was dark elf. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
And since you're a dark elf, you were also able to look at her pifwa. I don't know how to pronounce that word properly, but it's kind of like a house symbol. You would probably have one. It's a little, you can have it as a brooch, you can have it on your coin purse, things like that. It's where your house symbol would be.
Would I know which house it was from?
When you think hard on that, you get a little nervous. She's House Benway. That is the main house, the head house of one of the major Underdark cities. Ben-Uri, Vowie.
I'm gonna kind of get a little, in a hushed whisper, and yeah, they're from, a really House of Benwee. It's like this top house. It's pretty scary.
Oh.
Yeah. So the fact that they,
Why are they so close to the surface? If it's like a big, like, what would you say, house? Is it like a drow house or something like that? I don't know how the drow work.
pretty similar to the elves. They have their own houses of.
Okay. Why would she be so close to the surface?
That is, you're asking the wrong guy.
Actually, I feel like I'm asking the right guy. You're a dark elf. You should know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have not a clue. But whatever it is, probably not too good. And despite the fact that they spared me, is quite interesting, I would have to say. Micah is just gonna kind of sit back into his chair and sit in his thought, drinking.
Alright, the two of you are in the bar when the gentleman comes in with a very ugly looking hammer, skull motif on his pauldrons. Looks around, spots you, Miko. Has a seat and waits for one of the tavern wenches. Orders his meal and drinks, and is keeping a very skulking eye on you.
Can I insight check this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Kind of see what he's probably thinking. 4. I don't know a thing.
Yeah, you look at him and go, man, weird armor.
Hey Gunther, you got cooler hammers than that guy over there.
You might be the stupidest person I have ever met. Why are we? I'm sorry. Sir. He doesn't. I apologize about his for being loud. Shut it.
Oh, the lady behind the bar looks at the two of you. So you didn't leave your mom's tit, you brought your daddy with you?
This guy is.
Can he have an alcoholic beverage?
I'm just gonna sip my water. I'm just gonna calm myself. I'm just gonna take a drink of my water.
Moves on to harassing other patrons eventually.
Well, I'm pretty beat. Thanks to you guys, well, thanks to me, we won that fight.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sure.
I'm going to bed. And I'm gonna go walk up to my little room up there.
As you're going towards the stairs, you hear from the bar, little boy, planning on sleeping for free? Or are you going to pay for your room before you go up there? Your one night stay paid for by the other, by the gold veins, is a little overstayed.
Okay. And then I just toss over a gold, toss over one gold at her table, just from where I am at the stairs.
See. Have one of the nice rooms like you did the night before.
Yeah, I think I will. And I'm gonna go walk up to the room I was in before.
Anything in particular you're gonna do, Mr. Gunther, before you call it an evening?
That guy with the hammer that sat next to me and
Oh,
next-
he's not next to you.
oh, he's not next to me. He's not there.
No, he's in
Right,
the bar. He's not, he took a table. He didn't sit, he didn't cozy on up with you guys at the bar. But he is definitely still there.
I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna be like, "Don't mind if I take a seat? I think I need someone to talk to."
Last time I checked, it was within reason to sit in the common area anywhere you wish. So yes, I will allow it. Of course, you would have to allow it yourself.
Alright, I'll sit right next to him. It's like, "Hey, what's your name?"
I'm
Name's-
called Adius.
What? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm called Adius. And yourself?
I'm Gunther.
Good to meet you, Mr. Gunther. Have you any plans for the near future?
Not really, just to see where the road takes me.
Well, the road has sat you near me, so mayhaps I may have plans for you.
Sounds interesting.
A member of the Silver Order. Technically, I am their... If you want to call me recruiter, you could. I clean out the local cells of people who are willing to volunteer to do deadly things. Generally, they are given a second chance at life because of it.
So you're a recruiter.
That's the nicest way to put it. Basically, I go to prisons and grab prisoners who are willing to take a chance at dying on the front line or in other manners. I take them, give them purpose, send them out on missions, and if they return and they serve their 10 years in the Order, they are given their walking papers and forgiven of the crimes they had committed.
What's the percentage of that actually happening?
Currently, fairly okay, because there is no war to be fought, so aside from dumb luck or raiding orcs, undead, or any of those kinds of things, in general, people make it through their 10 years. But times are getting a little more frightening.
That is true. That is indeed true. Well,
What brings you to the crossroads, young man?
a lot. A lot brought me here.
Well, I have time and I have ale. Spill your guts if you want to, or tell me to keep my mind to myself. Either one works.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm tired. I just got back from a almost suicide mission, but I don't know. I used to live in a old temple, worshipping. I was very young. I went adventuring. Met a wizard. He was like a father to me, He raised me raised me up, His name was Antaros. Great guy. When I turned 20, I wanted to go see the world, you know? A bit adventurous kid wants to go see, you know? So I did. I met a group of people, some of my closest friends. Well, used to be. They passed a while ago. So I went back to the Wizard Tower, and he wasn't there. And that drow you saw leave, he was in there, messing with my father's stuff.
Ah, so
And
he's a thief.
No. Yes and no. No.
Ah, if yes and no means that he is not judged for his crimes, but he does, as a thief, represent a person I could inquire to put in my service.
Yeah, but he's been forgiven, so it's right. We were kidnapped, and he saved me. So that's how we ended up here. We kept adventuring, and we ended up here. So met another group of people. So
If you find yourself with time on your hands or troubles in your past, feel free to call on the Silver Order for a chance at redemption.
I'll keep it in mind. I stand up and you have a good night. And I walk up to the bar, and I slip a gold coin for a room.
Like any of the ones on the right. Though granted, if you need guardrails for your crib, I'm sure we can find a dwarf to put a few wood to nail.
Thank you for the offer. And I walk up and I take a room on the right.
Hey, Abby, you're done with your bath, I'm sure, after as long as you can remain in there.
Yeah,
At
we
least you don't
didn't.
have to worry about getting wrinkly.
Yeah, well, you said they brought the water up to my room, so I just assumed I paid for the room before I went up.
Yeah.
And then I gave 2 gold for the bath in the room, and then I want to go like back downstairs and then actually see if the barkeep has any objection to me playing my lyre. I'm guessing there's some kind of stage for about an hour just to earn some extra money.
You're welcome
And then,
to play.
go upstairs and...
You're welcome to play. They give you tips or something, yours to keep.
Okay. So yeah, I will go do that. And what do we want to say for me earning tips?
I guess we need a performance from you. This will be persuasion, if you'd be so kind.
Okay, I have performance or persuasion.
Oh, performance is fine as well.
Okay,
I don't
and I
have
have
skills.
advantage on. Okay, and I do have advantage on performance.
Alright, give me a roll. Of course,
Of
this
course,
isn't the
that's
wolf,
a
you
nat.
don't want to roll low.
And of course, it's a nat 1, but with advantage, I think I get to roll again.
Yep, you get 2 d20 and take the highest.
15.
You pass your roll, and people, a few people stop and listen. A strange man in a very odd motif looks up. Do you know any songs about the old kingdom that was ruined by a meteor. I'm sure many bards have begun to sing of it.
I think I know one.
I would certainly like to hear your take on it then, my dear.
Of course. Then yeah, play the song as per request.
Performance.
Okie day. 10.
Yeah. About midway through the song, he starts looking a little bored with it. It might be your take on what happened, but I'm afraid I've heard many others say or sing in a different tune. Pulls out of his purse a silver square and tosses it at you. Or, up there to you. Not like trying to hit you with it.
I appreciate it. Every bard sings their own song.
Yes, but most of the bards get the story right.
If I may ask, what is your relation to the tale?
I survived it, along with getting some others out of there that needed to be freed from the accursed part of it.
Well, if you would then, sir, might I use the silver to treat you to a drink while you tell me your story?
Certainly. I have time on my hands. I won't be leaving until the morn.
Neither will I.
Huh. Where do you hail to, Ords?
At this moment, anywhere the wind takes me, or the tide seeks to tide seeks to move.
The ocean is a fickle friend, but for those of you who have her adorations, she can be comforting.
The sea is the goddess. We seek nothing. We seek only to please her.
Then I will stay away from her embrace. I don't believe that she is part of my pantheon. But either which way, you asked about the city's destruction and my tale in it. I was visiting with the Emperor of Mankind when the celebration of the comet, it was thought of as a good omen until it struck the very tower we were at. I returned to it to find the young lad and a few of his protectors besieged. I did what I could and got the boy out. Last of the line. He now serves within my order. Good man. Impetuous, but all boys are, I take it. You figured that out by now.
Somewhat, yes.
An insight check.
Dirty 20.
Alright. Something's weird about that. He said he was there when the meteor, or he was at the celebration when the meteor struck. And he came back to it later.
If you may clarify, sir, how can you be in two places at once?
Looks up with a slight gleam in his eyes at you. I am called the Deathless. I occasionally can perish, but not often do I stay that way.
Would I recognize the term deathless?
You can give me a history roll.
13.
I've heard legends of them. There was a very, very small group that called themselves that. Many of them have gone away from being good and kind-natured and have taken on the name of the Feathers. This other group dwindled sharply in numbers, but they are called the Deathless.
I have heard of your kind.
That's a
Surprised
rare
to find.
right.
Surprised to find any of you left.
We're all still around, aside from a few that are no longer with us, and the ones who no longer carry our titles and lands.
What brings you here, of all places?
I'm with the Silver Order, my dear. I go to cities and towns and take from them the people that are their prisoners due to theft or other crimes. We bring them to the Order, give them new lives, and if they succeed for 10 years and survive their tasks and the things they must do, we give them their freedom and return them to society as good people. Everyone seeks a form of redemption, whether it be through death or good service.
Any sirens among their number?
I'm afraid I have yet to meet too many, and none of them are in service currently. Mostly, we don't go to the sea to find people like that. We take from the numbers of the current prisoners.
Very well. I seek one of my kind. He was sold off of a slave ship to where I know not.
The capital may give you knowledge in that department. Do you know if he was sold into humanity's service or the service of the elves? If you don't, that's fine, but it gives you two places to look.
I know not. The captain saw fit to sell him without my knowledge. I will have to look at both.
By chance, if you know where this captain is, you may ferry his tongue.
I don't seek to ferry his tongue, only to ferry him to the afterlife.
That I understand, but prior to his departure, you could make him waggle his tongue and say where he sold him. Your friend, that is.
I will consider it.
Nonetheless, there are two major cities, one here in Luthien, called Luthien, and then there is the Elven city. Though, if he's there, there's far worse places to be, but far less safe places to be there.
May the wind god protect him in the meantime. I appreciate the information.
It's the least of I can do. After all, you wanted to hear an old man's life, or a story from an old man's life. And that, on its own right, is a kindness. So repaying that with what little I can give you is repayment enough.
Hopefully next we meet, my tale of the meteor shall have improved.
You can always visit the city that it struck. I've been told there are many things there that are accursed. We often send soldiers there to try to retrieve. Perhaps you might run into one of our bands.
How shall I know them?
He gently points to the gold symbol with a... Inside of that symbol is a silver crown. We are of the Silver Order.
I shall look for them and treat them as ally, unless they prove otherwise.
It's a harsh city. Be warned. Second, do not be shocked if they do not take well to your appearance.
I'm going to cast Disguise Self, and my image is just going to kind of shimmer and disappear into that of just average human. That, I believe I have covered.
Provided you have the time to do so, yes. But do understand that shows a form of magic around you. Some of the ones in my order can spot it very easily.
Appreciate the heads up.
Pulls out a coin out of one of his pouches. Give them this. It will at least give you one night's reprise from any ill actions. But alas, it will only be for one night.
Of course. One night is better than none.
If you'll excuse me, these old bones do need to rest. Good night to you.
And good night to you. I must rest as well.
Normally, if someone is to have a conversation, aside from knowing my name, shouldn't I have known yours?
Aldenia.
Very well, Miss Aldania. I will say that should have happened in the beginning. As he climbs up the stairs, relatively in good repair. He is not limping or being slow. He seems to move like he's a young man, even though he does not appear to be. Wolf,
Yes.
night has fallen on the place. They have, dropped the ingots into the water to cool for the night. They've doused every one of the forges with water to put them out. everybody's heading home. The blacksmith takes notice of how many you have, tosses you a couple of silver for the amount. Welcome to come back here if you need to, but we're not looking for any more journeymen at this point.
Thank you for allowing me to help you today. And with that, I'll...
If you're looking for work, the Gold Veins, they have a standing militia. They use lots of weapon and armors. You're welcome to call on them for if they may have specific needs.
At the mention of Gold Vein, I'm just going to have a disgusted look on my face. Thanks for the tip.
They're not good people, but their coin still spins, my boy.
Fair enough. And with that, I will head to the inn that everyone else happened to go to. What was it, Gold Coast?
Gold Dragon Inn.
Gold Dragon.
At this point, you're seeing very few townsfolk are sticking around. It's getting dark. It's not like modern day where there are street lamps and electric lamps. Sun goes down, people go home. You knock on the door. A woman, big, kind of like almost, she's a barbaric looking woman. Opens the door, looks you up and down. What do you need?
Any available rooms left?
Got one good one. Of course, the common room is always open to anyone who needs just a place to put their head to a pillow. Anything happens in there, can't give you the word that it won't.
I'll take the good room. How much?
1 gold, sir. Comes with a meal. I'll get you a bowl.
Thank you very much.
Takes your money. Grabs a ladle that's just been sitting there for forever and a day. Pours in some, what's called pottage. Hands it over to you along with a piece of bread. That should be an empty one up there. If it's locked, it's not open. If it's open, if it's not locked, sleep there. Any room to the right side.
Once again, thank you. And I'll take a seat. Would Adelina still be playing? Or this hours after?
Yeah, I mean, the blacksmiths don't stop working until the sun is almost down. So, yeah, most of them have gone roomside.
I might actually steal that name because I kind of like it better.
Oh, did I mispronounce it?
Yeah, I was Aldenia, but I like Adelina.
Sorry, I'm borderline illiterate sometimes.
We're all learning each other's names. But hey, I'll make a note of it, and yeah, during the re-one, I might rework it.
Alright. I'll just take an empty chair or seat at an empty table, preferably with my back to a corner, and I shall enjoy my meal. Upon finishing, I'll take my dishes back to the counter and head up and find a room.
By the time you turn to go turn in your dishes, there's nobody in the inn, so back to a corner, back to a table is easy to find. By the time you turn back, like I said, you turn back to the counter, she ain't even there. She's gone to her, quarters for the night.
What kind of service does this place offer? Good lord.
Well, again, it's more realistic than these people are there all hours of the night. You bang on the door, she'll come out. But in general, towns, there's no electricity, so it's not like as if they can run lights. They'd have to burn candles. Burning candles inside of wooden structures? Not safe.
Yeah, no, I'll just quietly leave the dishes on the counter and not worry about it.
Alright, you find one of the empty rooms. In the morning, all of you are, somebody. What dogs? Somebody comes banging on every door. Yeah, better yet, since they're going to be nice enough to. Bunch of dogs come running upstairs and start barking at, and howling and doing everything else, scattering, making tons of ruckus. Because they were nice enough to join in, I'll let them be the NPC at that point. You people are leaving the common rooms. Others are leaving their main bedrooms. I presume Movular is walking out with this weird-looking Frankenstein-y thing.
Far from weird looking. It's basically doing a representation of what it looks like here. Rather hulking metal fucking thing. Like giant breastplate on it, like armored boots and shit. One of his gauntlets has spikes and pokey stuff coming off, so it looks like if he punches a dude, it's really gonna mess him up. In his other hand, he's kind of dragging this giant studded club behind him, which has a little hook on the end of a chain. And yeah, Morvular's coming down, looking rather smug, rather proud of himself, and anyone who's paying attention would noticed. Yesterday, his clothes were all sorts of fucked up after that battle. One pocket torn open, just dirty tears across it. Today, weirdly, perfectly back into perfect shape, as if nothing had ever happened in the first place. So yeah, he'll head down, slap a gold on the table, or on the bar or something, wherever the server person is. Tankard of ale and breakfast, please.
You'll find bread on the table, oil. If you want meats, let me know.
He kind of pushes the gold a little closer. The best you have, please.
Yeah, we got pork belly. We've got some sausages in the stew. Hand you a bowl of the stew. Probably better than the pork belly.
It'll do. Thank you. Is anybody else from the party up yet? If not, he's just going to find a random table in the corner and go sit down. And I assume the Steel Defender, since he doesn't really know what to do with it yet, is just going to be standing awkwardly nearby.
Oyen's going to be the last to wake up.
I can go next if no one minds.
Sure.
Aldinia's going to go down the stairs, and anyone who's paying attention will hear her mutter, "Ocean's wrath, not more dogs." And then, get down to the barkeep, asks if they have any fish.
You'd have to be a little closer to the coast for that. I have some dried ones that came in from down south.
What else you have?
Got some pork bellies. Or we got a pork belly, we can cut you a slab off. There's sausages in a stew. And there's bread and oil on the table for breakfast if that's just what you're gonna eat.
Slides her the gold. Dried fish, slab of the pork belly, and then the bread on the table.
Goes back there, cuts a big slab of I don't know if y'all know what chicharron is or crackling. Cuts that, throws it in a bowl, goes in the back, comes out with a couple of dried fish, throws that in the bowl and hands it to you. Takes your money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then yeah, I'll go sit on the table, cut a chunk of the bread off, and just put the pork belly on it and just start eating. Oh, and then I'll wave or just point at Movular?
Morvular. That's a weird
Morvular.
accent, but yeah,
Point at
Morvular.
then point at Morvular's drink and say, "In one of those two."
Pulls a draft of ale, puts it on the bar.
I'll go get it. Then yeah, go back and sit down. Also, does sleeping count as a long rest for everybody?
Yes, everybody got a long rest. Whoever else wants to go, be my guests. I can hear you all, but I have to sneak away for a couple of seconds.
Michael's gonna go down and get a bowl of stew or whatever's there, just something warm in the morning, and he is going to. Can I? Excuse me. Miss. Can I have that ladle for a second?
Say that again.
Excuse me, miss. Can I have that ladle for a second?
Hands it to you.
I'm gonna cast Detect Poison and Disease. I'm suspicious about this ladle. I want to see about this ladle.
There's currently no diseases on it. Or, let me rephrase that. There's currently no poisons on it, but it's possibly growing stuff.
I'm gonna hand it back to her and just nice. I'm gonna walk over to the table where everyone's meeting up and see that Movular has his new little buddy with him and be, wow, Movular, you got a minion too?
I admit, it took quite a while to figure out how to get him actually walk around and be useful, but yes, I think I finally got it figured out. Kind of looks over at the Steel Defender, which kind of jerkily, slowly looks back at him, and then continues staring blankly into the corner. I think there's still some more tweaking to do on him, but he's at least functional now, and after yesterday, kind of rubs his shoulder where he probably got dislocated, I think he'll be a mighty fine addition to at least making sure I stay alive. And if there's time, keeping you alive as well, I assume. Seems like we're going to be sticking together.
I look up at the giant Steel Defender in front of me and just yeah. It, looks like it'll be able to help. And I go and sit next to the group while eating my maybe diseased stew.
The Steel Defender's head slowly tracks Maiko as he's moving along. Don't worry, he's friendly. He hasn't killed anything yet.
Scrawny man comes down the stairs, followed shortly by Adius. He takes his seat. Adius just walks to a table. The scrawny man goes and speaks with very hushed whispers. The bartender who hands him, some stew. He looks at Adius, looks at you guys. Curls his lip in a sneer at all of you, sits by himself. In the
Is he a human?
Yes.
Morvilar kind of smirks, noticing that, and whispers something to the robot, whose eyes lock onto that guy, and will just keep looking at him as long as he's sitting there.
Presume everybody else is sitting and relaxing at the tables.
Yeah, Morvilar's just sitting, eating, observing, mostly observing how the Steel Defender is doing.
Alright. Dressed in all white, flowing gown. Silver gold hair woman. She is the one who came and blessed all of you for your little adventure with the gold veins. Goes and sits with the weird-looking knight with the skull motifs. Very closely and gently giggling and talking with him very intimately without any kind of implications of emotional attachment.
Since I have insight as a skill, why not? Can I tell, like, how Adius feels about her? It seems like she's trying to kind of flirt him up a bit. Does he seem to be receptive?
Roll.
That is a 15 to insight.
He seems like he is dealing with something he's used to, and that he's warm to her. He's at least warm to what she's doing, not, again, doesn't seem to be that excited about the presence of a very attractive woman next to him, but he's being very warm and cordial about it, though.
So kind of like a friendly business deal sort of meeting. Okay, alright, I can work with that.
Do you point any of that out to the group?
That's a good question. I'm gonna roll to decide. That's a 2. He's keeping his mouth shut. But anyone watching would notice him well, I don't know if you could incite my insight. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
All of y'all sitting
if
around the table. Go ahead.
well, for me, seeing what she's doing, I'm just going to mutter to myself, a priestess should have more decorum than that. Hey, her choice.
Have we met this priestess already?
When y'all were getting ready to go off with Biff and Bash, she did come in and give you guys a blessing from a god that no longer answers this world. You know her as the theurgist of this town/city.
Theurgist, is that like an official position? Like she has some like official authority in the town, or is she just like the local priest?
So all Aleutian is run by more or less the religious organizations, and yes, Theurgist is like governor.
Gotcha.
The main city is run by the Grand Theurgist, who runs the entire country.
Alright, given that, Morgilar will kind of snort when Aldinia says that and kind of mumbles. She certainly doesn't behave like someone of official authority. A bit too excitable for my taste.
I seek not to meddle in the affairs of land dwellers. I've already done that enough.
Morvular shrugs. I'm only concerned if they pay well for the most part and leave me alone. Though frankly, a lot of these overlanders are uncivilized.
Say that again.
And that I could drink to, if I had one.
Do you want one? I could buy you one. I think we all got paid yesterday.
Yeah, do I want one? Well, it is the morning.
Oh, are you one of those responsible people who doesn't drink in the morning?
Well, it helps me read a lot better, so, you know.
Bunch of little adventurers who think they can even read. That snide comment came from that scrawny little guy.
Assuming he heard that, Morvular is going to mutter back loudly enough for him to hear. Frankly, I'm amazed a lot of you could read it all. Humans living up. Well, you could build cities where meteors can fall on them. Who would think that's a good idea? Fools, really.
The structural integrity is just not good.
Oh, you tell me, have you seen the wooden walls some of them have? Frankly, a little bit pathetic.
Sometimes they don't even use nails, they just put them together.
I'm gonna
Like tying
listening
things
to
together
these
with
two go back
ropes.
and while all this
Mhm.
is happening, I'm gonna pick up my bowl and my bread, put my bread on it, grab my tankard, and walk to the other side of the room. Then just go sit somewhere else. And then, yeah, you guys can keep going.
Addie's and the Thier just leave together. Scrawny little guy. When you get close to him, when the siren gets close to his side of the entire, he had been as far away from everyone as he could. You come over there, he's like, "Nope, I'm out of here," and he starts stomping off.
I'm coming to sit to avoid a brawl. Do what you want, though.
I'm leaving because I've had my fill of the food here. There are much better places for me.
I think I've had my fill of you.
What was that?
Oh, sorry?
I didn't hear you.
You can hear me with those ears. Okay.
Whatever makes you happy, little dark elf. Let me shed some light on the subject. See, leaves the place and leaves the door wide open with the sun glaring in.
The steel defender's head just slowly turns to track him as he goes. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'll kick the door shut and then go back and sit down with them. Seems the world hates all of us.
Trust me, most of them aren't worth listening to or considering their opinions. Everyone's got opinions. Not all of them are worth listening to, especially not that skinny prick.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We have some... It's funny. We have something they want. They treat us like kings. We have nothing. We're lower than dirt.
Morvular's sitting there trying to come up with a pun about below dirt being the Underdark where he's from, which is better than the Overworld. But he can't come up with anything, so he just sits there with a thinking face on for a while.
I'm gonna give my head a shake. Apologies. Just not used to being around below grounders.
Well, And I'm not used to being with overlanders, but here we are.
If I'm anything, ocean dweller.
Well, that's sort of closer. You're under the water, I assume, which is a little bit being under the ground. Then kind of trails off.
Well, beside the ground, shakes my wings, or above it.
Anything's better than standing on the surface of it, that's for sure. He looks over at Wolf, who I assume canonically has sunglasses. Where did you get those? Those seem dead useful.
I agree. Canonically have them. I made them myself.
Not gonna lie, I'm rather impressed. I haven't seen, glass darkening like that and still being visible through. Do you mind if I take a look at them one day? I'm hoping to reproduce something similar myself. He points at his current glasses, which are very much not dark in any way. Trying to help these for being up here in the overworld, but, well, we'll see.
We'll
Is
see
that
what we
sea
can
glass? Turn over to Wolf. Is that a form of sea glass?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. Found this stuff plowing up the field one day, and they really helped my eyes in the bright sun. Didn't have to go find shade as quickly as I usually do.
Well, if you didn't find it near water, highly doubt it's the case. Any word on the remainder of our companions?
Koi, Gunther, y'all
Yes,
sitting around with them.
I'd be coming back down from sleeping. I'm a sleeper. So I'd walk down the stairs. Do a little bit of, oh, everyone's here. I'd walk over to the table. Pop down. How's everyone's morning? Is it morning? I don't know. I sleep.
It's bloody bright outside, so I think it is morning. And so far, so good. Did you, he smirks a little bit, sleep well?
No. No, never. I sleep a lot, and I never get a good enough sleep.
That sounds terrible. You should do something about that.
I've been trying.
Gunther, give me an insight check.
An insight check
Yes.
on... Or am I just insight check?
You're insight checking to realize that somebody is about to murder you with their eyes.
Unnatural 20.
The owner of the place, aka the bartender who gives you a hard time as often as she can, is staring daggers through you, not just at you, through you about the uncomfortable stay.
I kind of gulp and like slowly turn my head towards towards her.
If
What's
it's
in
not
the
up
bag?
to your standards, you can sleep in the gutter.
No, it was great. It's just I don't have good sleeps in general ever. The bed was amazing. It was incredible.
I think the gutter's your place from now on.
Oh, damn it.
I'm gonna let
If you're gonna hit the merchants, boys and girls, you might want to go hit them. They're starting to pack up and get ready to move on to their next destination. And if you're trying to travel with a caravan so you're not just out there waggling your tails in the air, that'd be your best bet to get to either the city up north or to the townsteads down south. Up to you. But either which way, if you're gonna stay here any longer, I'm gonna charge you for another night. Except for you.
I need to check for armor and a cloak, and then I have business north. What about the rest of you?
I want to go see what the merchants have. Maybe I can get something nice. Maybe some potions, water, supplies. If anyone cares to join.
Oh,
I
yeah.
certainly wouldn't mind going to the merchants, hoping to acquire some supplies to do a little bit of crafting. I'll join ya.
Yeah, I want to go.
Perfect. And then, we could head north. I'm okay with that. Sounds interesting.
The cities to the north, yes. Cities always have a lot of money. That works for me.
Sounds great.
What's everyone else think?
Yeah.
Alright, you see, 5 or 6 larger carts still with their windows still open, but they're all getting hitched up and ready to roll out. And then on the opposite side of the street, you see another 3 cartons, or, carts, and a 4th cart that looks like it's got steel or barred walls and a roof.
I'm gonna head over to that last cart after I see it.
Alright, you get close enough, there's about 7 people in there wearing shackles, all of which are tied down to the floor. You hear bubbling, soft laughter and a gruff old voice on the other side of the cart. It's always a pleasure taking all of your problems away from you. Hey, give me a minute.
I'm imagining that ringtone as Alderia jamming out on the lyre.
What about the wire?
Oh, it's just your ringtone.
Yeah, it's the one that came with the phone, so I haven't changed it. So, yes, you do hear those voices on the other side of the cart. Miko, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go buy components and trying to find just like a general components place where I can buy stuff like that and maybe some poisons or mushrooms or something.
On the cart, you will find someone who deals in odd bits and pieces for people of your nature. The little scrawny guy is there picking up stuff himself. He looks at you when you walk up. Yeah, sure how.
At least you're a guy of good taste.
People need what they need. I presume you're here for magical components as well? I'll try not to buy them all.
Sure. Sounds great. How much would it be for just components? Or do I have to, say all the components I need?
Yeah, spell components cost you about 10 silver for pretty much all of them, unless if you're buying rarity things, like the 1,000 gold piece diamond she used to resurrect you.
Nope. We are going to just buy things like cloth or salt, just small things like that for components. I'm gonna use detect poison and disease again, just to make sure that none of the poisonous items that I might buy are gonna be faulty or anything like that.
Not a problem. That You know, if they're four poisons, they're probably poisonous to begin with. You know, if you're buying like belladonna, it is poisonous before you mix it with other things to make it worse. So yeah, those things are poisonous. But the funny thing that you do notice is the scrawny dude next to you is definitely infected with something.
What you going with? What's going on with you?
That's a little personal, don't you think?
Yeah. I guess you're right. I won't pry. I've basically already outbeat you in that conversation.
Yeah. Whatever makes your little world happy, I'm sure it is amusing to you.
And I'm gonna ignore him and buy some stuff.
Alright. Gunther, what are you up to?
We'll look for some health potions.
Well,
Our,
eventually wind up at the same cart that Mako and the other guy is. Oh look, another one.
Hello. Looking for health potions in specific, but what potions do you have in stock?
If I had the time, I'd whip you up a few. But this gentleman here has kind of bought me out.
Alrighty, and I walk to another merchant.
He looks at you. What do you need, boy?
What you got in stock? What
I bought her last 3. If you'd like to buy one off of me, I can part with one. Most of the people I travel with don't need them.
How much?
I don't honestly remember off the top of my head how much health potions are.
50 gold each, I think.
Slight markup, since you're not buying it from a vendor. I'll sell you one for 60 gold. Fair enough.
Sure, why not? I'll buy it. I'll buy
If it
one
had
for
taken
60.
any longer, I wouldn't even bother. He pulls open one of his pouches and takes a vial out. Holds out his hand for the money.
I dropped 60 gold pieces in there.
Fancy doing business with you, laddie.
Thank you.
Koi Koi, what are you up to?
Orion waking up very late in the morning, basically drags himself down, leaving the bowl he ate from last night, and tries to find the others.
All outside in the center square.
He looks at them. Okay, so what are we doing? Are we hopefully not going back into that mine? Does anyone have an idea of what job we're doing?
One guy looks at you. If you're looking for a job, come work for us. Follow the caravan, take care of it at night, make sure nobody robs us. Works for you.
looks towards the. Who else is near here right now?
Yeah, Wolf is around, Movula's nearby, Gunther's over there by Mako, and Abby's on the other side of the fairway.
Like, just to be clear, everyone else is already agreed to this, right? Like, or
No,
like,
we're
are
all
still
just
debating?
eyeing stuff.
Yeah.
So far, we've agreed, or at least a few of us have voted for heading north. And Morbilar is always looking for work, so if we're proposed to make work while heading north, then he would probably agree to that. Caravan Guard sounds about right.
Yeah. I would have to think first before I were to agree to this, but it does sound like a good offer.
You figure out who's going with you, and I'll take a look at you, give you a price.
Great.
Movular, what are you shopping for?
So, depending on where we fell on the crafting thing, I'm basically looking to spend a lot of my money here, looking for 100 gold pieces worth of components that I could turn into firearms or air guns or something of that sort. I'm looking for crafting materials. Would somebody here have about 100 gold worth of crafting materials?
Not necessarily. But if, during your shopping, if you happen to have spoken to Wolf, he might be able to tell you where the blacksmith shop is, or the blacksmith station is, and they'd probably have a lot more of, metals and handles and things of that nature than these guys. They're mostly transporting weird stuff. They're transporting meats and veggies. They're transporting dried fish. They're transporting, commerce goods.
I would have stuck close to Morvular, inspecting the steel defender, judging your craftsmanship.
Oh, it is very high quality. He spent a long time on this. He was like a master, jewel crafter before he decided that was boring and he wanted to shoot stuff instead. So, the craftsmanship is, rather nice. There are some definitely rough patches, and the clothing and stuff. Well, actually, no, he would have maintained that as well. Yeah, it's looking weirdly crisp. But yeah, if he's not able to find anything, then he'll just kind of loudly complain. Nobody here has any sort of the components I'm looking for. Does this little podunk town even have a blacksmith shop?
Yeah, they're right around the corner. You want me to take you there?
Fantastic. If you would be so kind.
And with that, I will guide Morvular. I'm never going to get your name right. Over to the blacksmith.
That's okay, nobody gets my name right. I don't even get it right most of the time. So yeah, I'm still looking for 100 gold worth of components.
And DM, I have something I would like to do. Or try.
No problem. The blacksmith has a lot of the material components like steel, not steel, sorry. Copper, tin, some iron, most of which is all in ingots and stuff like that. You can pick up pretty much all of your heavier material needs from here.
Excellent. This is precisely what I was looking for. He kind of inspects some of the tin. Too thin, too weak. That would burst right open. Takes a look at the copper. Possibly good for wiring. This iron, I think, is really probably what I need. So yeah, however much he can buy of components, he will do so. If it's worth 100, he'll definitely go for that. If they try to charge him more than that, then he'll definitely try to negotiate.
They've got what they've got. If, let's go ahead and say you get 50% of it from them.
50 gold's worth. I could still do some good work with this. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, Abby. Abby, what do you have left to do?
Gonna talk to the merchant and just see what he has, and then I want to ask, do you know anything of the slave ship Aeolus?
That would be a 2 on his roll. I never heard of it.
Fair enough. Just checking inside the cart. Are there any, like, younger kids?
No.
Okay. Alright. I'm just gonna kind of just give them solemn look, turn around, and then I want to find a merchant that will buy my leather armor and one of my spears in exchange for either armor or a cloak.
Whenever you get around to it, just, if you want to switch up to a higher grade of armor, be my guests. They'll give you half the value of your leather armor.
Because I did loot studded armor off of one of the things in the mine and put on that. So yeah, I'm just looking to sell my base armor and one of the spears I looted for however much they're worth, and then yeah, I got some upgraded light armor.
Alright, so the studded leather is probably the heaviest of the light armors, I think. So unless if you're going up to medium or heavy, you've got probably the better you can get.
Okay, because I have like the leather armor that's like the base level starting stuff, and then one of my spears. So what would that be worth?
So leather light armor, it is worth 5 gold pieces to you.
Okay. And then just a regular spear.
A standard spear is worth 1 gold, so that'd be 5 silver they'll give you for it.
Okay. All right. And then what am I seeing for like cloaks or lightweight armor around here? Honestly, I would settle for a cloak.
Yeah, I mean, if you just buying a cloak, they're like 3 silver. So, yeah, 3 silver.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go get a cloak.
Guy takes a look at you, coin. So, you and your people head north. Follow us.
Did you eat lunch?
I was going to ask how much they were going to hire us for, but I think I heard somebody else ask something about lunch.
So they're willing to pay each of you 2 silver to protect the caravan at night. You'll get an extra 5 silver, or 2 silver per night. And then, at the end, they'll give you an extra 1 gold. So it'll be basically 1 gold each, and then an additional gold once you arrive at the city.
So what, that makes that, what, 5 days on the road?
Yes, sir. Unless y'all get lost.
Do I smell foreshadowing?
5 days. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. One at a time. Who was the first one?
Morvilar was just going to complain about the price, but he's only got a +1 to persuasion, so he doesn't have a very good chance of asking for more than that. So he's just going to grumble about being hired for 5 days for 2 golds. This is ridiculous. I've never been hired for so cheap a price.
Let me give it a try. And
my guess.
then... Do that. Can I try to do like a how am I gonna do this? Anyway, I'm gonna go to the person that's hiring us, look at them, activate my sirenness, essentially for lack of a better word, and just say, if you want our assistance, you will pay us 1 gold a day each. And just going to try to say it as melodic as possible.
Lady, I'd ask if you knew what you were doing here, but Missy, we're just going down the city road. We just want to make sure that we have people awake at night that are going to take care of anything that comes at it. We're not asking you to wage a war or something. You're getting paid 2 gold for the trip, each of you. That's a pretty penny on its own right.
5 each, then. All told.
Wait, say again, ma'am?
5 each for the whole trip.
You want 3 extra gold apiece?
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome to walk that route on your own.
And you are welcome to walk that route with no protection.
Oh, we have guards. We just wanted to get extras.
Guards that, at a word, may abandon you or turn their tails and run. You pass a tavern and I highly doubt you'll see any of your precious guards again. And how many of your guards can see in the dark?
Plenty can do tricks like that, little lady. But I'll give you 3 each. That's 1 more than you would normally get.
Fine. Good enough.
Here.
Gonna go over to
Go ahead.
gonna go over to Morvular. Satisfied?
I'll admit... Hold on, where the fuck is my accent? I'll admit I'm a little bit, that's not the right accent, but I'll stick with it. I'll admit I'm rather impressed with your, persuasion there. It's still not a lot. I certainly feel a little bit insulted being paid so little, but it's better than what they offered before. So, thank you. I know that sounds a little bit sarcastic, but that's just how I sound sometimes. I am sincerely thankful.
Men are all the same. Just don't feel like wasting my energy on this one.
Well, you got more than I would have been able. So again, thank you.
Alright.
Alrighty, Liz. What's everybody else up to?
Unfortunately,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have to leave right now. I have like a job I gotta do.
yeah, and it's 5 o'clock. I was gonna call it. After all, you've got a long ways to go. 3 places to visit. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, players of all ages, it was fun. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. We will see you same bat time, same bat channel next week.